With NASA spending lavishly on its moon-based plans, many companies are lining up to take part. Voyager Technologies is one of them. Today, we look at Voyager's investments and how the company is positioning itself for lunar projects. You may not be familiar with Voyager. It's a space technology and defense company based in Denver. Its systems have flown on more than 1,400 missions. One of its best-known products is the Bishop airlock, the first commercial airlock attached to the International Space Station. Voyager is also leading the Starlab consortium to design and build a commercial space station that will eventually replace the ISS. In June 2026, Astrobotic announced an agreement to be acquired by Voyager. Astrobotic brings a range of moon-focused projects that we will examine later in this video. With this announcement, Voyager is answering the clear signal from NASA for space startups, big and small, to get involved in the Artemis program. Unlike the Apollo program, NASA wants commercial companies to take a leading role in the deployment, maintenance, and operation of a moon base located close to the lunar South Pole. Dylan Taylor, CEO of Voyager, has said the moon is the next operational domain. The company aims to deliver permanent infrastructure that lets the United States stay and operate on the lunar surface. By acquiring Astrobotic, Voyager becomes a more complete lunar player, combining delivery, power, hardware, and services. We will look at the capabilities Voyager gains through the purchase of Astrobotic, as well as its other key moon partnerships. Voyager is also developing in-situ resource utilization technology. That means processing lunar soil into useful materials for construction and life support, starting with oxygen and iron. In addition, the company is working on protective coatings for spacesuits and equipment. Its lunar coat is a clear, dust-repellent coating designed to stop lunar dust building up on surfaces. Dust was a serious problem during the Apollo missions, clogging vents and causing equipment to overheat. Now, let's examine the capabilities Voyager acquires with Astrobotic. Astrobotic Lunar Landers. Astrobotic is best known for its lunar landers. The company holds contracts with NASA under the Commercial Lunar Payload Services Program to deliver agency payloads to the moon's surface. Its first mission, Peregrine 1, failed in low Earth orbit after a propulsion problem. The spacecraft was commanded to re-enter Earth's atmosphere. Astrobotic then focused on its larger Griffin lander. Griffin Mission One is scheduled to launch no earlier than November 2026. The mission will land near Nobile Crater, close to the lunar South Pole. It will carry Astrolab's Flip rover along with NASA and ESA payloads. The Griffin lander can deliver around 625 kilograms of payload, substantially more than the smaller Peregrine design. NASA has also awarded Astrobotic 2 further missions using the Peregrine lander. These are scheduled for 2028 and will each carry 3 NASA payloads. Astrobotic does more than just landers, however. Astrobotic Lunar Power Grid and Vertical Solar Array Towers. A key piece of infrastructure for any moon base is reliable power. That is exactly what Astrobotic is developing with its LunaGrid system. LunaGrid is designed to generate and distribute power across the lunar surface to habitats, rovers, and other equipment. It can draw on solar panels, fuel cells, and, over time, other sources such as nuclear systems. A technology demonstration called LunaGrid Lite is targeted to fly as early as 2026. It will test high-voltage power transmission across the lunar surface using a cable deployed by a Cube rover. Astrobotic is also developing vertical solar array technology, or VSAT. These deployable sun-tracking solar arrays form a core part of LunaGrid and allow the company both to generate and distribute power. Astrobotic has a partnership with Honda to explore integrating Honda's regenerative fuel cell system with the VSAT arrays. The aim is continuous power through the long lunar night, a critical requirement for permanent human presence. During the lunar day, the system uses solar energy to split water into hydrogen and oxygen. During the lunar night, the fuel cell recombines the hydrogen and oxygen to produce electricity and water, which is then recycled. Linked to a power grid, this approach can supply power day and night. A single Griffin lander can deploy the initial LunaGrid elements. The system is designed to be scalable by adding more VSAT units or other power sources over time. Let's now look at another company Voyager is working with on lunar projects. Voyager's partnership with Max Space. I covered Max Space previously on this channel. Check out that video for all the details. In short, Max Space is developing expandable habitats for use in orbit, on the lunar surface and beyond. The modules are lightweight and can expand up to 20 times their stored volume once deployed. In its compact form, a habitat can launch on a Falcon 9 or similar medium-lift rocket. The company has designs for modules offering around 350 cubic meters of internal volume. With Voyager now focusing on the Moon and NASA's massive funding of its moon-based plans, Max Space is a good fit. We'll take a look at Voyager's wider alignment with the Artemis program later. Voyager has made a multi-million-dollar investment in Max Space to advance next-generation expandable habitats. Although the current emphasis is lunar, these modules could also support expansion of Voyager's Starlab commercial space station in the future. Dylan Taylor, CEO of Voyager, has said that expanding human presence beyond low Earth orbit requires infrastructure that is scalable, resilient, and purpose-built for permanence. The investment in Max Space aligns directly with the company's strategy to deliver mission-ready systems that extend American capabilities into cislunar space. Max Space's habitats are well suited both to early surface missions and to longer duration stays. The low gravity on the Moon allows more usable floor space for each kilogram delivered. Together, the two companies are building infrastructure not only to reach the Moon, but to stay there permanently. These investments and partnerships give Voyager a lunar roadmap that includes mission management, landers, expandable habitats, dust mitigation, and power generation and distribution. Let's now look at how Voyager's investments position it to support NASA's moon-based plans. In March 2026, NASA announced a phased approach to its moon-based plans. Each phase involves substantial investment, with early phases valued at around $10 billion or more, much of which is expected to flow to commercial contractors. In addition to NASA funding, lunar operators may also attract support from international partners and other commercial companies. For example, Astrobotic is developing the wheels for the Italian Space Agency's multi-purpose habitat module. This mobile lunar habitat is being deployed with Thales Alenia Space as part of the broad Artemis and moon-based architecture. With NASA increasing the cadence of lunar landers and making significant funding available, it makes sense for Voyager to align closely with those plans. The company's hardware and technology can serve both NASA and commercial providers, helping to build a viable lunar ecosystem and a sustainable moon base, exactly what NASA is aiming for. Final thoughts. With NASA heavily focused on the Moon, we are seeing more space companies, large and small, orientating their hardware and technology towards supporting those goals. This is promising. With over 60 countries signing the Artemis Accords, we can look forward to a thriving lunar ecosystem of national space agencies and commercial companies all working to develop the lunar surface for a permanent human presence. Exciting times! Is Voyager Technologies now a major player in building NASA's moon base? What do you think of their lunar technology? Leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments section below. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy these videos and want to support independent space coverage, you can get early access to every new video on Patreon, along with ad-free viewing. You can also buy me a coffee to help keep the channel going. Links are in the description. Be sure to like and subscribe so you'll see our upcoming videos. We make videos every week covering the space industry, with an emphasis on the smaller space startups that aren't covered so well on other channels. See you soon.